And I love Shalom. So, Haim was on the witness stand, and he was saying his testimony, deposition. And after he finishes, he turns to look at the judge, and he takes a big gulp. What happens? He knows. He's like this. He's like, the judge knows I'm lying. He knows. He sees it right through me. He's like, he feels so guilty. So a lot of times we have to realize that we're in the same position, like Haim. That we feel that we know the judge knows we're lying. When? Chas v'shalom, when do we feel like in this position? When we say in the evening and in the morning, this in the Bekot Shema, Hashem, you have loved your nation with eternal love, you taught us Torah and mitzvot. Therefore, in the morning and in the evening, we will discuss, right? We will la'asok mitzvot, right? V'toratecha, right? We will go and discuss your statutes. We will go and rejoice with your Torah and your mitzvot. For Kiem Hayenu Varech, they are the length of our days and our night. We will discuss them. We'll go and discuss them in the day and the night. So we say this and we testify this every day to Hashem. And sometimes we look at ourselves and say, how can I testify to Hashem that the Torah and mitzvot make me happy? That I'll study the Torah and the mitzvot during the day and during the night. The judge knows I'm lying. I know I'm lying. I don't do this. I don't study them day and night. So therefore, how can we talk about this? How can we say such a testimony? So we have to realize that the more we talk about something, the more important it becomes to us. The Baal Shem Tov Alav Hashem said, you are where your mind is. All day, what you're thinking about, that's who you are. That's who you are. They say, show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. What you discuss with your friends, that's what you probably end up being. That's what you end up being influenced by your subconscious to be. Whatever you constantly bring into yourself. So therefore, he says that he was driving one time with somebody on a big road in an American city, and he asked a student, he said, what's all these buildings? He said, all these buildings, they're churches now. They used to be Orthodox synagogues. What happened to them? He says, those shuls, you know what they were using them for? They were 3 times a day, minyans, but they were never used for shiurim. Nobody came for shiurim. People came for minyans, not for shiurim. He says, since nobody would study their Torah, so it ended up being there was nothing that sustained it. And ended up being it got flipped for it to become something else. They ended up having to sell it. Minyan didn't last. So therefore, what? So you see how important it is to have a new building, a beautiful building. You have to have Torah inside. Bring more people together, more people to come learn. It's like a magnet of kedusha. If you just have prayers there, it's nice. You know, they say that kabbalistically, spiritually, when you pray, you send up the sparks, right? But when you learn, you're collecting. So when you want to stand up, very nice. But you always have to have more sparks. When you learn, when there's shiurim, you're collecting. You collect sparks, now new people come. But when you pray, you're just sending up. You need to collect somehow through learning. So therefore, we want our prayers to be answered. But a person has to know that you cannot have prayers being answered without studying Torah. You need to collect. You need to fulfill what it says in the Shema, that we will study day and night. That it is what we rejoice. The Torah and mitzvot is what makes us happy. Don't be a false witness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. So therefore, a guy is praying in Amidah, Michal is praying in Amidah. He comes and he requests from Hashem. He prays for intelligence. Hashem says, for what do you need this intelligence? To know what to invest in your money? Sorry, that's not what we give intelligence for. So he says, I pray for health. What do you need this health for? For to be able to lift weights? I'm sorry, that's not what we give health for. He says, what? And now he starts praying, Hashem, no, I want health so I can do mitzvot. I want to be able to have intelligence so I understand the Torah. Hashem says, opa, there we go. Now we're talking. The Rambam says, if you go to the bathroom, you go to sleep, you go to work, you exercise, you do all these things, but for what reason? You say, it's for the sake of I should be able to serve Hashem better. Now I'm healthy, I can go and learn properly. Now I have wealth, I work, now I can pay my bills and learn properly, do mitzvah properly. All these things, now your bathroom, now your gym, now you're sleeping, all this became mitzvah. It was nothing, it was a personal thing, now it became a holy thing. How? Because you said it's for the purpose of that. And therefore, when we go and we work, we go and do all these side things that we think are not learning, are not praying, and we think it's a waste of time. It's not. All depends if what you're using it for. Now, obviously, learning and praying is more important. We would spend more time doing that than working. But even if you do have to work, even if you do have to go to the bathroom, even if you do have to go to sleep, at least you should have the intention, this is for the sake of that. I uplift that. That way it's not a false testimony to Hashem. We say, Hashem, I want to study your Torah and your mitzvot, but we don't do that all day. Oh, Hashem, the Torah and mitzvot make me happy, but we see that you're not happy from this, you're happy from that. So therefore a person has to teach himself that this should become the support and the reason and to help me to come to do praying and learning. So therefore a person has to understand that's the powerful way to pray. Hashem's Chana, pray to Hashem. Hashem, give me a child, not for me, for you. People shouldn't say that you created me for nothing. What did you create me for? I have all these womanly features for what? To raise a child. What did you create me for? She did it for like a chutzpah, but a chutzpah for kedusha, for holiness, for your sake, Hashem, not for my sake, for yours. We say in the end of the prayers, Aseh leman shemach, Aseh leman yaminach, Aseh leman toratach, Aseh leman kedushatach. Hashem, answer me for your sake of your Torah. Answer me for the sake of your name. Answer me for the sake of your holiness. Answer me for the sake of your Torah. Hashem, for your sake, I want to do your mitzvot. You're going to give me wealth. I'm going to be able to give back to you. So therefore, this is how a person is supposed to pray and realize that the Torah helps us get everything we need in our life. But we have to be sincere. We have to be sincere. As King David said, Hashem, I love your Torah. What do I ask of Hashem? I ask of Hashem one thing. What does I ask of Hashem? To be in the house of God all days. How could it be that King David asked for one thing from Hashem? He asked so many things from God. No, because at the end of the day, why did he ask all those things from God? To be able to fulfill that one thing. That one thing is to be able to sit in the house of Hashem all his life. Baruch Adonai Olam.